Welcome, Taurus, to your 2024 horoscope. In this horoscope, I will be walking you through each individual month of 2024, giving you a really good understanding of the energy that you will be moving through for the year ahead. Now, if you would like, you can grab your birth chart to see if you have any personal planets or points at any of the degree points we will be discussing in this horoscope. This will give you this will actually show whether or not you're having personal activations throughout the year. So let's get right into it. So this year we have Pluto re-entering Aquarius. We did have Pluto enter Aquarius back in 2023 between March and June, but we only got a little taste of what this Pluto and Aquarius energy is going to feel like. Pluto is going to spend most of its time in Aquarius throughout 2024. This year we definitely get a better idea of what this Pluto and Aquarius energy is going to feel like and bring us collectively and individually. Now we also have the eclipses in Aries and Libra shaking up these areas of our life. We have the Jupiter Uranus conjunction in Taurus. We have in your sign, so you're definitely going to be feeling this. We also have Jupiter entering Gemini, which is going to be a really big energy shift. We have the Mars-Jupiter conjunction in Gemini. And then at the end of the year, we have a Mars retrograde in Cancer and Leo, and this energy is going to fall into 2025. And at the end of this horoscope, I will be touching on some of the energies that we will be moving through in 2025, giving you a little bit of a heads up. So let's get right into the year. I have selected a chart for each month to give you a bit of a visual. Now, on January 1st, we will have Mercury stationing direct in Sagittarius at 22 degrees. So for the end of 2023, we are navigating this Mercury retrograde energy in the early degrees of Capricorn and the late degrees of Sagittarius. So there's something about this area of life you are rethinking and reevaluating. Now, this is your eighth and your ninth house. The eighth house rules your partner's finances, money coming in from outside resources, taxes, inheritance, psychological healing, and transformation. The ninth house rules higher education, higher knowledge, long distance travel, belief systems, philosophy. And so there's something that you are rethinking and reevaluating in these areas of life. And as we come into the new year, you will start to gain more clarity on whatever you are kind of moving through. Now, on January 4th, we will have Mars entering Capricorn. This is a great energy for Mars. Mars is exalted in Capricorn. Now, depending on if you have a day chart or a night chart, is really going to determine how this energy is expressed. So, for example, if you have a day chart, Mars is your most malefic planet. If you have a night chart, Saturn is your most malefic planet. So, keep that in mind as we are kind of talking about these energies. And so, having Mars in the ninth house, I really don't recommend traveling because Mars in the ninth house can bring, challenge and unexpected sometimes Mars can sever and separate, and it can just bring a lot of, conflict if you're traveling. So I really don't recommend traveling with Mars transiting your ninth house. Now, on the 11th, we will have the new moon in Capricorn at 20 degrees. And so this is a really great time for you to set intentions for those ninth house themes and topics. On the 13th, we will have Mercury enter Capricorn. So Mercury is going to re-enter Capricorn after that retrograde, and bringing more energy kind of to that ninth house. So there's quite a lot of focus on this ninth house at the beginning of the year. Now, once we get to January 19th, 20th, and 21st, we have the Sun conjunction to Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn and 0 degrees of Aquarius. So the Sun is going to form in conjunction to Pluto, and then the Sun is going to enter Aquarius, and then Pluto is going to enter Aquarius a couple of hours later. Now, the significant thing about these degree points and this conjunction is that back in December of 2020, we had the great conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter at 29 degrees of Capricorn and 0 degrees of Aquarius. And so there may be something that is being revealed around what we were navigating back in December of 2020 collectively and individually. So I'm sure we can all think of what we were moving through collectively. I mean, at this time, there was a lot going on, even with the presidential elections in the US. And so there can be, and I'm going to touch on this in my collective forecast that I'm posting on my YouTube channel when I get into all the collective energies. But for us individually, think back to that time period, December of 2020. What were you moving through, especially around these ninth house and 10th house themes and topics? So the ninth house being that higher education, higher knowledge, long distance travel. This is even publishing, belief systems, philosophy, and the 10th house, which is your career and your public reputation. Now, on the 23rd, we are going to have Venus enter Capricorn, which is your chart ruler. So as Venus is transiting the zodiac, your attention is kind of brought to these areas of life a little bit more. So Venus entering the ninth house is bringing more of your focus, and you may be moving through a lot around your belief systems, at the beginning of the year. On the 25th, we will have our full moon in Leo at 5 degrees, and you have Leo down here in your fourth house of home, family, property, and real estate. Now, if you think back to 6 months prior at the time of the new moon in Leo, now is when you can see those intentions come to fruition. On the 26th, we will have the Mercury-Mars conjunction in Capricorn. Now, whenever we have Mercury and Mars connecting, especially conjunction, opposition, or square, this is where we really want to be watching our communication. And Mars can bring anger, aggression, and conflict. And Mercury is communication and our thoughts, our thinking. And so this is a time period where we do want to be watching, our conversations and how we are communicating and connecting to others. Now, on the 27th, we will have Uranus stationing direct in your first house. And you've been navigating this energy since 2018 when Uranus first entered Taurus. Now, what you want to do is check your birth chart to see where your ascendant degree is, because the closer your ascendant degree is to this 19 degrees, the more powerful this Uranus station is going to feel for you. Then we get to February. Now, once we get into February, it is all planets direct. It is go time. If you have anything to launch, now is the time to do so. On February 5th,